Hello and welcome to Hacks, where I try to simplify cybersecurity. Well, we've made it. We have made it to hackthisite.org's last basic mission. It's basic number 11 and it says, Sam decided to make a music site. Unfortunately, he does not understand Apache. This mission is a bit harder than the other basic ones. Well, as it's the last one, I consider that it should be. So when clicking on the page, nothing seems to load, but we do have a little bit of text. If I just refresh it, there we go. It says, I love music, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road is the best. Okay, that doesn't mean much to us, and there doesn't appear to be anything else on the page. It's just that. And if we refresh it, we get a different song. I love music, Nikita is the best. Written in the Stars, Return to Paradise, The Captain and the Kid. You get the point. So it appears to be a dynamic script that loads a different song title every time we refresh the page. It doesn't appear to be much else. There's no password submission box, so we don't really have many avenues to explore. What we can do though is explore. So let's have a look. All these songs appear to have been sung by Elton John. So if we go into the URL and we type Elton, we get nothing. But perhaps it's organized alphabetically and we have something in E. And as you can see, directory listing for this directory is enabled. Directory listing is a server-side configuration that allows you to specify whether or not you want the contents of a directory to be listed. It's considered bad practice to have it enabled, as it could allow a malicious actor to enumerate the site more, learn about its functionality and its structure, and through that information it could make it easier for them to exploit it. So directory listing should be disabled on sites by default. That's probably what the message was referring to when it said that Sam didn't know much about Apache. So we are in the E directory and we have another directory there. That's the L directory, T directory. I think you can see where this is going, and it's going all the way to N. So as you can see, we have Hack This Site Basic 11, Elton in different directories, but this directory appears to be empty. However, on Linux systems, there are hidden files like there are on Windows systems. However, these files are called dot files, named so because they start with a dot. And we know that this site is running on Apache. Now, one of the most common hidden files that you will see in a web environment is the .htaccess, which controls certain aspects of the website and the website security. So what we can do is we can check if this file exists by going to .htaccess, and there you go. We can see that the .htaccess file does exist. Normally, you would not have permissions to read this. Everyone, as denoted by the Linux file system, should not have permissions to read the .htaccess file, as it does contain sensitive information. But we can see there that there is a directory that it's telling to ignore called the answer. So if we just take that and look for the answer and paste it in, hopefully we get a message that pops up. Now, I must admit, when I first did this challenge, I got to this point and I was like, what on earth is going on? I don't know. I mean, if we look at the page, there isn't much more other than what you see on the page. It just says the answer is here, just look a little harder. But where's the answer? I started looking for hidden text. I started scrolling through the whole source code, even though there isn't any. I thought the answer was hidden on a page, maybe hidden in an image or written in white so you couldn't see it on the background. However, it's a lot more simpler than that, and I kicked myself when I found out what it was. Can you guess? The answer is here. So if we copy here and we go back to 11, but this time we write index.php, we should get a password submission box. And if we paste the password into there and hit enter, it looks like we've already completed it. So that is how you solve the challenge. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. This isn't how I solved the challenge. I do have skills in hacking, so I know what types of tools you can use to enumerate directories. And initially, when I found the directory and saw the song titles, I wasn't sure what they were getting at. I didn't know what they wanted me to do next. So, being the hacker that I am, I fired up my Parrot VM. That's a Linux distribution like Kali Linux, but it's the preferred one for another site that I use called Hack the Box. And I ran the following command with a specified word list. So it's sudo dirb, the path of the site, and then word list -w. Now dirb is a subdirectory brute force enumeration tool. What it will do is it will use a word list and send get requests to the directories after the path that you specified. If it gets a 200 OK message, it will tell you. If it gets a 404, if it gets a 301, anything like that, it will tell you. The W that's been appended to it is to go into listable directories. It's sort of a debug mode, but by default, it won't list out directories. It won't continue scanning directories that are listable, which I like it to do just so I don't have to go and visit it myself. So if we run this, and it's showing calculating not found. There we go, now it's starting to kick off. What you can see is it's already found the E directory, and it's just going through the alphabet and looking for files. Now, again, I created the word list myself as I already knew what to expect for this challenge, but it's slowly going to check through all the letters in the alphabet and append it to the original path until it finds the path that we're looking for. Apologies, it does appear to be running quite slow. So you can see there it's now found ELTON. It's looking for the .ht access, but it hasn't found it. So now it should start scanning the N directory. And there you can see it's found the full path, including the .ht access file and the directory called the answer. So that's how I solved it. I know it's a bit cheaty. It's probably not something that the Hack This Site admins would like, because it's going to be sending quite a few requests to the server in a short space of time, which could cause performance issues. However, I'm sure they have the infrastructure to support it. But what are the lessons that can be learned from this type of challenge? Well, I suppose it's directory listings. Don't enable them. It was a good challenge for the last challenge. Again, I didn't feel like it was a challenge that had a particular exploit. Normally submitting payloads or anything like that is what I prefer, but this was a fun one to end on, and it shows the importance of not listing directories, because eventually a malicious actor could map out your entire application and find ways to compromise it. Now, they can theoretically still do that with brute forcing tools like this without directory listing enabled, but it makes it a bit harder for them to see what files are inside it. So that's all I've got for you today. The basic series was really fun, and I recommend everybody who's interested in hacking and tech, go and check it out. It's just a nice, quick and easy sort of experience you can blast through during the week when you've got a bit of downtime. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So without further ado, I will say farewell, and I'll see you next time, where we're going to start looking at the realistic missions. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Please hang up and try again.